right. Friday, September 6th. Wow. 6:30 p.m.-ish. And, wow, super day. Just reflecting back on it and thinking, oh my goodness, I don't even remember it all. So I got up at 9:45. I had a 10 o'clock with Jackie this morning. Rachel shows up prior, just 5 minutes before. And even had an issue getting onto Skype. But anyway, no big deal. Had my coffee and was feeling good. I mean, no stress, just go with the flow. And the meeting with Jackie landed up, I think, about an hour and a half. And just being able to talk to her, so many things come up for me. Just, again, I'm going to work with her on with learning the Kabbalah. Okay, that's the ancient wisdom of our inner dimensions. Again, I talk about which we're all connected. I am a multi-dimensional being. I am not this body. I am a multi-dimensional being having an experience of Simone's Rabbana. And I'll go into a lot more about what that all entails, because I'm learning astrology and numerology and all of this. It's real pertinent information, at least for me, and my sharing and all. You'll see where I make the references and all that. So anyway, so Jackie, wow, again, having that connection with somebody on such a similar plane, so to speak, such a similar understanding. Wanted to do the astrology charts with her. However, she informed me that the way she does it is a little bit different and much more entailed, and it would be about $150. And she's like thinking that's more for an adult anyway. So I am going to go with the Optimum Child's natal chart that I saw online for about $25. So very excited about that. And the first one, of course, is Jocelyn. Nailed like thing. Okay, so with Rachel, that was a whole nother dynamic. It was all cool. I was real excited actually that she got to experience that, what was going on. And so it came up. Better have my last cigarette. So I thought there was another pack in the freezer, and she's like, "Right, I don't see another pack of cigarettes." I'm like, "Wow." Then I'm realizing now that I opened that pack last night and smoked it. Wow. Anyway, no big deal. Just an observation. Anyway, so she's like, "I'll go to the store for you." I'm like, "Great, okay." $120, and then she left, and this was shortly before noon, with the understanding that she was going to go check her mail too, because she's waiting for a check. And I know she's walking anyway. So about 12:30, she calls me, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about getting Ethan, and we're walking back and forth. I want to walk all the way back to your house and then go get Ethan," which I understand. It's cool, but it's like, that's kind of not what I was expecting. I wanted a cigarette. So at about 2:30, I'd already thought, I'm going to make, I put out a plate of, I had gotten some watermelon, so I put some watermelon on the plate. Then I was like, I'll make some fried zucchini. We were talking about that yesterday when she took me to the market to get some food. And at about 25 till 3, something, I'm calling it another personality, and I went into this really ugly spot of, "Oh, how dare you, you're out of integrity with me. Well, I really wanted a cigarette," and I, getting the butts out of the, ashtray or whatever, smoking those. And I was like, God, it's been several hours. Anyway, I left her a message, like, because I texted her, and she never returned my text. Anyway, called her, it went right to voicemail. Anyway, I was like, damn it, thought you had integrity with me. I wasn't expecting this. And here, it's 20 till, almost quarter to 3. Anyway, I saw that. I was like, ooh, what was that? So I right away was like real aware of where that was going, and it wasn't, it wasn't just the cigarette. There was something else wanting to brew there, and I was like, no, 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 no. Anyway, so I grabbed my iPod, put my speaker on, listening to classical music, and as I'm going outside and releasing all this, they're at the door. And wow, that was all cool. Ethan is just a super, super little, awesome little person to be around. Just so appreciative of everything. And, oh, questions. Love the questions. He's so cool. Anyway, so that was good. I was so glad because I actually, to be honest, oh my goodness, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be honest. When I was walking outside, in my mind, I was like, I'll wait till 3 o'clock, and if she doesn't show up, I'm just going to call her and tell her, don't even come by. I'm so mad right now. I'm so, angry. Again, I was realizing, man, that's why I was going outside. I was going to water the plants, and because I knew that would help release whatever that was. And I'm just thinking that somehow is related to these multiple personality things. With some people that are real severe with expressing that. Anyway, I'm seeing a correlation how that shows up in normal people. Normal, I'm doing the quotes. Okay, so just my observations, and again, hours and hours and hours of reading and learning and trying to understand this on way different levels that I'm not going to get into. I'll do that in little snippet videos, actually. That'll be fun. Okay, so I have Jackie, that's all good, and Rachel's going to get cigarettes, and I'm going to sit down, and I wanted to do a video right away afterwards, and Rachel's like, remember what she said, we talked about the new moon in Virgo, and Virgo is earth and grounding, and exactly what I was sharing with her, that I felt like I had so many things out there that it was time to put them in, to ground them, to pull them into my circle and to make sense of these things, okay? So a lot of these videos, too, when I express, and I notice when I express with people, it's also, when I hear it, I can put more sense to it, okay? So, this is the part I hate, where my mind goes in so many different directions and I'm forgetting where I was going. Okay, so cool stuff with Jackie, the Rachel thing. That all worked out. Okay, so in between all of this, I have the David thing. Oh my goodness, this is a couple of videos worth of stuff. Okay, get an explanation of this, so just stay tuned, so to speak. David calls me, phone rings, and I noticed that I had 5 missed calls, a bunch of missed messages, but none were David, and he's in the hospital, and I'm like, oh my God, there's no way to. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. Calls me up, and he is. Okay. So the last time I talked to him, not yesterday, the day before, he's in the hospital, and we're talking, and I could tell, of course, he's in the hospital, he's getting a blood transfusion. I know he's in the not good space, and I'm pretty aware of those things. He's sharing something, and I did interrupt him, but I was redirecting it into a positive node, because I could tell he was not in a positive space, and I wanted him to be, I was trying to redirect, okay? Anyway, he blew up, hung up on me. Like, dude, Anyway, I called back and I left a message of, God damn it, do you think it's easy being on the other end here? I have no idea what you're blowing up about, And then I called back a little bit later. It's like, honey, I'm so sorry. I realize you're in the hospital, and I know you're in a bad space. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it was that tripped you off. I mean, I did interrupt you, but it was, anyway. So this morning, I get a call back. He still has his panties in a wad, and he's really miffed at me, and he doesn't want to talk to me, and for a week even, he says, week, leave me alone. Fuck. All right. And then I throw in, God, you're gonna let one little thing just throw you into this thing, this whatever this is that you do. Anyway, bitched at me, and I think he hung up or I hung up. I don't even remember anymore. But that call ended, and I think it ended with me thinking, okay, I'm not gonna hear from him for a day or two, and I'm good with that. I could just sit back. I called back and left the messages. And then, then a little while later, not very much later, like within 30 minutes, he has that specific ringtone. I hear it. I'm like, wow, I didn't expect to hear that for that soon. Pick it up, and he's telling me he is going to do me a courtesy and write me this letter telling me why he's so upset with me. And I started talking. He's like, "Oh, that's it, right there. Yeah, I can't even let me talk." And I was like, and I started talking and then I hung the phone up. I was like, "Fuck it." And then I realized, nope, don't want to be that person. Oop, call back. Let's, make a lie. And got the voice. No, maybe he answered that time, and yeah, he answered that time, and starts going into, and I think I reiterated my part about, God, I know you've been in the hospital, I know you've been in a negative spot. Anyway, that didn't even faze him, and he starts ranting again, and fucking up, and I didn't listen to it, and I hung the phone up, and I was like, whatever. In a moment or two, I called back and said, hey, my frickin' phone, man, the battery is dead. Anyway, I heard back from him. And I know what I'll hear when I hear back from him, and I just need to be okay with that. If I'm going to walk this talk, I'm going to just be okay and let the universe unfold and not hold any attachment to it, I was really pissed for a minute. I even called Rachel, let me vent this. And she didn't answer. And then by the time she called back, and she didn't even realize that I had called, I was already over it and past it and in a happy note about it, because I just have to allow him to go through his shit. He's got a lot of stuff on his plate right now. He's coming into some inheritance and doesn't want to fuck it up, wants to commit to me, doesn't want to commit to me, he wants his cake and eats it too, and it's good with me. I'm good with it. You know what? He doesn't have a lot of time on this planet, but when we're good together, we are powerful and happy, and I do believe we can make some things happen for ourselves and for other people. So, again, stay tuned for more on the Dave and Simone show. Okay, so another thing that Jackie brought to my attention here in the last few days was an essay called Slaves Speak, and it talks about how the words that we're around all the time, like the government uses, for example, the government, the word government, the laws, and all that. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing, but that kind of plays into be very careful about the words that you use, and I'm going to start making some videos about this essay so I can be more clear, because I know I'm just sounding mumble jumble right now. I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to pause and start over again. So anyway, maybe somebody knows something, they can help me with that on the phone. almost to my 15 minutes. See you next time.